All right, first want to give an honor to the Almighty, to Yahawah, to His Son Yahawah Shai, to the prophets and elders out there preaching and pushing forward this truth, to the hopeful elect, and to all of Israel scattered abroad amongst the other nations that look like the other nations, but are of Israel according to the seed, sperm of their forefathers. To everybody, I say shalom. This lesson is going to be about does the Almighty Yahawah care for or love the other nations? And if you're already in this truth and you've been with me, you already know the answer to that. But I know that there's going to be the newbies or the noobs that hop on here, just like I have the bots that come on here and dislike my videos. I know it ain't nothing but you wicked devils. In the words of Mrs. Doubtfire, you wicked, you wicked. To literally fight against this truth. Because the truth ain't in y'all. Does the Almighty care for, love, think about, is salvation for the other nations? Okay? So we already know how the Almighty feels about His chosen seed, about His world without end, Isaiah 45:17. In fact, let me go there. I know we still got some, oh, He loves the whole world. We still got some of those around here. So let's go ahead and square them away real quick. But Israel shall be saved in Yahawah with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded. Check this out. World without end. So we already know that in John 3:16, that world is pertaining to the world of Israel. Because just like John 3:14 says, just like Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness for the children of Israel, so shall the Son of Man be lifted up. Well, who's the Son of Man going to be lifted up for, or was lifted up for? His people, Israel. He just came from one of those 12 tribes. Yahawah Shai came from that regal tribe of Judah, the same tribe that we got blessed with David and Solomon before us. Come through that tribe, the tribe of what they say are the Negroes. Okay? And if you're in this truth, you know that the Almighty said that it would be Judah that would wake up first. And then all the tribes will follow in line. In the last days, when we begin to call out on our power's name. The Almighty can care less for these other nations. I'm going to Isaiah 40:17. What does the Almighty think about the other nations? Who do you think judgment is for? Because like I read in Obadiah, which is a small book, the other nations were in confederacy with Edom in our oppression, in our bondage. They just fall in line with Esau, Edom. It's not like they love Esau, like Obadiah talked. Not like they love Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom is despised among the nations. But there are nations that are in confederacy with Edom. Isaiah 40:17. All nations before him are as nothing. Oh, but he loves everybody. He loves everybody. Let me read that again for some of those bugged out Christians out there. All nations before him are as nothing. 18 different nations in the Bible. There's only one that is his favorite, and that is Israel, those 12 tribes that make up the nation of Israel. Let me read 17 again. Isaiah 40 and 17. If you have your Bible, you could see this too. You could read it too. This is the same Bible that so-called Christians who don't believe in the God of the Bible. But this is the same book that they think they swear to. The God that they think they really believe in. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing. Man, you know what? Not only did he say nothing, and it ends with there, less than nothing and vanity. That's what he thinks of the other nations that are not Israel, that salvation is not for them. Salvation is only for Israel. Those 12 tribes, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Puerto Ricans, Hispanic, Seminole Indians, Haitian, Jamaican, the ones on the islands that make up, those are just social constructs. I'll say it all the time. Those are just social constructs that the devil, the liar, the deceiver, Esau, Edom, the white man, has constructed to hide not only who we are, but who he is. When the Almighty sends his sword, his right hand, YAHAWAH, again, it's going to be to gather the elect of Israel. They're going to be redeemed with an everlasting salvation in him, not these other nations. When Esau, Edom's kingdom come down, that is the world, that is what we call today white supremacy throughout the world that deceiveth all the nations, because white supremacy is a lie. When that comes down, not only is Esau, Edom going to be made low, and YAHAWAH and the Almighty through YAHAWAH establish his heavenly kingdom down here, but they are going into servitude and slavery. Do you think the Almighty was joking about that eye for an eye? And do you think he's really going to allow them for hundreds of years to get away with rape, robbing, and pillaging his children? Folks that are cursed from the earth, that who he has no love for. Not just Esau, Edom, but I've read to you all the other nations. If you have the Apocrypha, it's a book that Esau, Edom would tell you not to read. Some of those books are mentioned in the so-called King James Bible, but aren't actually in the King James Bible, like Enoch, Jubilee, so forth and so on. But 2nd Ezra 6 and 56 says, as for the other people, this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 56 if you have an Apocrypha. I really hope you can download the app. You can get the book. It's a part of, and it'll really help you to understand who the wicked, you'll see why they did not put that in the King James. I mean, in the original King James Bible have, but you'll see why over time it's gotten edited out. Remember, we used to get hung, killed, burnt for reading, okay? So anytime somebody tells you not to read something, you got to question that. Second Ezra 6 and 56 says, as for the other people, which also came of Adam, Thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, spit, puh, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. A Who's going to miss a drop, drop of oil, one drop of oil from a vessel? You're not going to miss that. That's what he likened them to. Spittle, spit. See, this is what your pork chop eating, bald headed, all about that almighty dollar, prosperity preaching, Sunday worshiping pastor is not going to teach you the truth about the God of this Bible. Remember, he said, vengeance is mine. There ain't nothing we could do down here to get us out of our current and situation and circumstances. There's nothing that we could do as a people but call upon our power. The time of the Gentiles is drawing nigh, because we have begun to call upon his name and cry out. That's why everything happens around us. That's why things are going to shambles. That's why lies are being uncovered. Who do you think is the cause for that? There are literally men out on the street corners preaching and teaching the same thing that I am all over the world. It is this gospel, not Jesus. Jesus been around 2,000 years. That blonde hair, blue-eyed, pale-faced, Edomite idol has been around, enslaving, rape, robbing, and pillaging for over 1,000 years. But his time, the time of the Gentiles, Esau, Edom, and the rest of these heathen nations that the Almighty likened unto spittle, their time is almost up. When you read Isaiah 34, read Isaiah 34, that chapter. I'll probably do a lesson on that, because that coincides with Revelations 6 and 12. Armageddon. That scroll that it's alluded to in both Old and New. I like. Here's another thing. Well, let me finish that thought. The scroll, sky being peeled back like a scroll. That's alluding to nuclear destruction. Again, 1,000 years ago, that's how they described it. A vision, the best they could. Here's another thing for those, the Old Testament is did away. The New Testament is nothing but a plagiarized copy of the Old Testament. That's why the writers would put, as it is written. Where was it written? In the Old Testament. The Old Testament translated from the Hebrew. The New Testament translated from the Greek. Nothing but a plagiarized copy. That's why they plucked out and put in Jesus, amongst other things. But that's a whole nother story. It's just a carbon. That's why you can go find something there in the New Testament, and there's going to be something directly in the Old Testament. That's why folks say the Son is not in the Son is not in the Old Testament. Have you not read Proverbs 30:4 that clearly asks you, what is his name and what is his son's name, if you know? Get away from those people that tell you, oh, the Old Testament, we've done away with it. We're just in the New Testament. The New Testament is just a carbon plagiarized copy of the Old Testament. That's why the writers would say, as it is written, Jacob I have loved, Esau I have hated. Where is that? That's even over in Genesis. The story of Jacob and Esau. You read there Isaiah 34, read there Revelations 6, start at verse 12, and you'll see that those are eerily similar. I'll probably do another lesson on that, but you study to show thyself approved. Man, I could only do so much. I'm trying. And all glory goes to the Almighty Yahawah for giving me this, allowing me to see it. I am not only compelled, but I feel it's my obligation to push forth this truth, to wake my brethren, the same like Paul went to go wake up his brethren, not everybody. Moses didn't bring up out of everybody out of Egypt. He only brought up out of there his brethren. The Messiah didn't come to save everybody. YAHAWAH didn't come to save everybody. He only came to save his brethren. It's high time to wake up. Our redemption draws nigh. That's why things are falling apart around us. Because it's all because of us. And folks increasing in knowledge and understanding. With love, house.